Hey everybody, this is Dr. Pat Larrabee with Larrabee Sports Performance, and we're just going to go over some kind of simple and straightforward cardiac anatomy and physiology. I'm hoping that you can see my pointer here. So right here, we're up in the right atrium. We're going to come down here to the right ventricle. We're going to go into the pulmonary system here and then come over into what would be lungs, and then we're going to return. So as we go through this, if blood is returning either from the lower part of the body or the upper part of the body, we're going to come in through the superior vena cava here into the right atrium and then go into the right ventricle down here. We get about 70% filling of this right ventricle just from passive filling, meaning there's no contraction, it's just draining from the head or draining from the body. At this point, when we get about 70 to 80% full down here, then we're going to see this right atrium is going to go ahead and contract, therefore giving us a full, hopefully right ventricle, which would then also designate our preload. At that point in time, when this atrium up here, this right atrium relaxes, then what we're going to see is these valves right here close, which would be on the right side, which is the tricuspid. After a short pause for some electrical conductivity, what we're going to see is then the right ventricle is going to contract, pushing us out through the pulmonary trunk and then over here and out into the lungs. At that point, right, we're going to get oxygenation from the lungs, and then we're going to come back in through those pulmonary veins back into the left atrium and down in the left ventricle, where again, we're going to have that same repeated process of relaxation and filling. And then at this point in time, we're going to have this left ventricle, right side is contracting as well, it's a dual pump, but the left ventricle is going to now contract and take that molecule that we had, or red blood cell, and force it up and out through the aortic arch, and then up, let's say, through and up into the brain. Now, we talked about preload being down here in this right atrium. Afterload is going to be the resistance that the left ventricle has to overcome in order to push that blood out. So our reality, let's pick a different color here. Our reality is that there is a back pressure that is sitting against that valve set right there that must be overcome by the left ventricle. So if we have a blood pressure of 120 over 80, that means there's 80 units of pressure sitting against this valve set. This ventricle then has to overcome that pressure. So at 81 millimeters of mercury, it will push hard enough to push blood out and therefore give us then our upper number of 120. When the ventricle then relaxes and that blood flows backwards, again, then what we'll see is there's this resting pressure against this valve set again, which we're going to call afterload, of about 80 in a normal 120 over 80 millimeters of mercury.